Hey everybody, wanted to talk to you about a couple of things in the 12-week year that I think are really helpful. And I'm just going to connect them to your prosperity mindset and just tidy up the things about project layers. So, what is happening for most people as they go through the 12-week year? And the 12-week year, again, is a book. It's also part of an accountability group that I run. And the 12-week year is to say, hey, let's take a year of stuff and really focus it in, and we'll crack it into 12 weeks. What ends up happening is you have to learn a whole lot of skills. And those skills are around lots of different things. They're around identifying what is the big deal, right? What's the big deal thing you're going to do? When you're doing that first round, you can do three, but I encourage people to pick one and really, really focus on it so they can learn the cadence of being in an accountability group and doing something every single day that leads to a specific outcome. So they have to really understand their end goal and their tactics, right? And all the little things that help you kind of get to that end goal. But what ends up happening is that most people that are coming into accountability group are already people who are fairly successful, that these are high functioning people who do high achieving things, and they just go, oh, there's the thing I want. I'm just going to go there, right? And then they just zoom there. What is oftentimes annoying about doing this process is you actually have to show your work. So you have to every week, every day, look at what you're trying to do and say, how am I going to get there? You have to block out times, you have to create tactics, and you have to keep score. If you are not keeping score, you're just lying to yourself. It's just another tool to say, I don't want to face it. And remember, accountability is there to assist you. It is not there to somehow punish you. Accountability is not punishment. Accountability is a way to really look at things so you can understand the project layers. Most people go, oh, I'm just going to go there, but they don't actually go through all the little tiny steps it takes to do that. So the example I give is really just something as simple as doing laundry. A lot of people go, oh, I got to get my laundry done. Well, for the rest of us, laundry is not one thing. Laundry is a series of things, especially when you have a house full of kids. So one of the things about laundry is that I have to gather it. I have to put it in to a bin, and I have to get it out of all these people's rooms, out of all the places that it's at, and then I have to get it to the laundry room. That's one. Then I have to sort it. Then I have to get it into the loads, right? Then I have to put it in the washer. Then I have to put it in the dryer. Oh my gosh. And then I have to fold it. And then I have to put it away. So laundry is actually this long, long piece. And for those of you who may have a life like me, where there are lots of people who are changing their clothes, I never knew that I could be irritated by someone changing their clothes 3 times before lunch until I had to do laundry for all those people in my household that love to change their clothes 3 times in one day. Sometimes they just throw them in the laundry because they don't want to pick them up off the floor. It's amazing. It's amazing. So there's the real life part of when you're looking at all these projects that you're creating that aren't in your control, that are just layers of stuff to do. And then, right, so we start to learn those layers. So it's not just, hey, here's the task. It is showing your work on how to get to that task and then creating strategies around how to do that. The other thing that people will find is that they don't have systems. So if you didn't have a system for doing laundry, like a laundry basket, or bring your basket down to the laundry room because it's Friday night, and if you want clean clothes for next week, you have to bring your laundry to the laundry, right? That's a system. And that's a system of calling all baskets. That you'll hear that in my house, calling all baskets. If you want things so that you can wear them on Monday, especially those favorite new things you got, yeah, they all have to be in the laundry room by Friday. If you get them there by Friday, you will have them clean and washed and put back in your room, right back in your laundry basket, right? So systems, there are systems that people are going to find. The other thing that happens with the layers as you start doing the 12-week year is that you start to really understand that some things that you've picked as outcomes that you're going to get to actually make you have a physical response. So as you start working into these projects, for those of you who are writing, for those of you who picked things that you were ignoring for a long time, that there are things that are happening that may be a physical response, that you may realize that something makes you sad. You may realize that I don't have any systems, or you may realize other things. There are often physical and emotional responses as you move through these processes. So be gentle, be generous, be thoughtful, because we're in it together. That you aren't the only one that's having this piece of pushback. The rest of us are too. So the other thing I want to talk about is just adjustments. You have this adventure that you're on with all of the other people in group. And what I like about learning to work on systems and learning the project layers is that there's adjustments. You're going to tweak a little here, you're going to tweak a little there, and you're going to tweak a little here. That's why you have to do the weekly review. If you have been ignoring the weekly review and you're really far into the 12-week year, go back. You can start again. Start again. If you hate what you're doing, you're 3/4 of the way through it, and you're like, I don't even like this goal, start over. Be fearless to go, I've been doing this thing and it's not my thing. That's why we're doing it. I would much rather that you learn that in week 8 than in the 8th month of the year. And that's why we're doing this really smackdown time zone, because you have to work on it quickly and you have to have those layers. You have to learn all of those things. The other thing is that progress isn't linear. Lots of people like to go ding, 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 and make a little straight line, and that feels so good. Well, I hate to tell you this, but when you start looking at progress, it's not going to be linear. Sometimes you're going to feel really big on a goal and really low on a goal, and really big on a goal and really low on a goal. So be kind. There are going to be moments where you feel great about digging in and really working hard on something, then take advantage of that time. If you are also looking at sometimes your progress is better by just choosing a different time and understanding the life force energy that you have available. So, what I mean by that is that I'm too tired at 8 o'clock at night to be amazing, but I am a lot more awake if I just get up 20 minutes earlier. It's not a 3-hour block of time that I can give it, but I can give it 20 minutes, or I can do something at that time. You're also going to be able to look at how you can make progress. Not everyone can make progress every single day on command. So remember, your progress is your progress. You're working on systems, you're learning if you're having a physical response, you're making adjustments as you go, and you're using the tools. The tools you should be using is measurement. You need to measure, did I get my stuff done? You need to make lists. And what I mean by that is these are the tactics of how I have to do it. You're going to build systems for yourself. So this is also a time in if you're whether it's your first time or your second time or you're coming into your third time, you're building systems and you're testing them. That's why you do the week in review. So many of us are doing our week in review when we are in class on Sunday, but you have to really take some time with yourself and really look at, am I setting myself up to win? And is that winning really winning? Because sometimes what I think is winning isn't actually winning. So sometimes just ticking it off the list doesn't feel like winning. But sometimes doing it at the beginning of the day when I feel good about it, that feels great, right? Some people love to eat their frog first thing in the morning, and some people don't. So you're learning you, and you're learning you at the moment. So sometimes the you that is presenting in one season isn't the same as the next season. So some people are sluggish and kind of not really wanting to do stuff in the winter, and some people are gung ho in the summer. So sometimes I'm too busy with the other things that are still here. So I didn't plan for it very well. So even if you think that you're not doing a good job, chances are you're not doing nothing. Chances are that it's actually you're starting to try on some ideas. Many people are trying on new systems and they're trying them on in a group because they don't know how to do it. And they don't have anyone else holding them accountable. And when you show up in group with your truth of here's what I've done this week, and here's how I'm doing well, and here's how I'm not doing well, and you're hearing support or what everyone else is doing, when you are looking at that score and saying your score, there's some truth telling there. And that truth telling is to say, do I really want this goal? Do I really want these outcomes that I say that I want? And if I'm not working towards them, if I'm constantly avoiding them, if I'm not showing up to class, why is that? And that is also the tool that you need to change your pattern. So when we look at kind of what everything is going on, there's so many parts to prosperity mindset that come up. Look, I don't choose the 12-week year because it's the best book in the world. That's not why I picked it. I picked it because it is a system that will help everyone start to understand their own limitations. They will start to push in and look at themselves and go, "Oh, I'm out of focus in my own life." Or they'll start to go, oh, yeah, if I lean in a little bit, I'm in a lot better focus. So it is to also question why you avoid things or what it has to look like. And one other thing that I remind people about, and this I think is fascinating, and that is understanding just the energetic truth of what you're choosing. So many people who are used to working in lower energy systems, right? Those are people that really their thinking requires material world proof. So if I can't see it, I can't get there. I need to know for sure that that will work. So that lower energy is also takes longer. People who are in higher energy, they just believe that if they make a conscious choice, that's the proof they need, they will move forward. So let me reframe that again, okay? That as you're going through your processes, as you're learning to work in systems, as you're learning to that you may have to make adjustments along the way, people who are consistently used to working in lower energy environments, that they are low energy, they have to see it, they have to have proof that it works, or they won't. They need material world proof. If I do this, this happens. If I do this, this happens. If I do this, this happens. So sometimes those lead and lag indicators are really hard for those people who require material proof. It's not working, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. And I remember someone in this group who was like that. And she kept telling me, my list isn't working. All the stuff I'm doing, it's not working. It's not working. I said, you haven't given enough time. And she just didn't understand what a lag indicator was until it started working. And suddenly her list was at 10,000. And I said, do you remember when you told me it wasn't working? Right. So when you are consistently working at a low energy space, your thinking requires material proof. That's a very different 12-week year for people in that energy group. So if you are someone who's high energy, you just think it, right? If you just think it, it's just your conscious choice, right? I'm going there, I'm going there. That's what I'm gonna do. And they believe that just their conscious choice is all the proof that they need, that they want that and they're gonna get there and it's gonna happen. That's the proof they need. And so as you go through your process, as you go through the 12-week years, you're going to find out what's your path. What is your path? It doesn't mean one is right. It doesn't mean that one is wrong. It is learning you. And that, I think, is the fun part of, of a process like this. So my advice out of this conversation is everybody is going to find the layers of what they're doing. Everybody is going to learn the systems that work for them. And the systems that work for you last goal may not be the same as the ones that are going to work on your next goal. So sometimes when I have to have systems in place, they're systems based on that one goal, on that one outcome. So working on systems in those of you who are menu planning or doing food or doing calories or doing weight or whatever, that's going to be very different than the systems you need to build your business. So you're learning systems. The other part is that a lot of people have a physical response. Some of the things that were the reasons why you were avoiding it, they're going to come up and they're going to be asking to say, can you fix me? Can you do something about it? So you're going to be making adjustments and you're going to be making adjustments. And the one that thing that everybody says is should, right? Don't should on yourself. But the shoulding is about this should be easier. I should be able to do this. I'm super smart. Well, I don't need you to go there because that's asking for material proof, right? I should be able to do this. Should do this. I can see this, so I should be able to do this. And that part is asking the wrong question, which is to say, what system would make this work better? What system would make this easier? How can I support myself on my journey? What is the timing that would work better here? That's why you're reviewing, is so you can ask yourself better questions, more thoughtful questions, more caring questions, questions that are going to lead you to be able to go, I have to get here. And what are the time slots that can work on these tactics so that I can get to there? So remember, this is actually fun. We're glad to see you. This is a wonderful group of people, and they all have your back. And being in a group like this, one, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan of the group, and I'm a fan of the process. And I'm a fan because I know it works. And I know that you'll be better off coming to class and doing what is going to make you happy. And you will have to learn how to do that. Crushing goals isn't just going, oh, I can run from A to B. The big things, the things that you want the most, the things that are the biggest payoff for you require effort. And that's the last thing that I remind people about. I wrote it around here is you have to focus on the results that you want, not the effort. Because a lot of you have told yourself that there's more effort, that more or less than it is the result. You really just want to go, whatever it is I have to do, that's the result I want. Focus on the result, not the effort. Especially for those of you who don't like to do things halfway, that you're like, I'm not doing it enough. Well, look at the result. If you can do the result that fast, then just do it that fast. And the other thing is that I would congratulate yourself. Even watching this video counts. So, keep up the good work. I will see you in class. Now keep going. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being in your truth. Thank you for looking at your workbook. Thank you for doing your tactics every day. Thank you for reviewing the week. And thank you for having the courage to really lovingly and thoughtfully look at your own life and say, this is worth it. I'm worth it, right? Hold your own dreams. You have to hold your own dreams with not just integrity and grace, but you have to hold them with courage. And I think you're doing that work. And, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that for you. So keep going. I will see you in class. Bye.